Ayan. A pleasant evening to all of you guys. It is me, Alan Bartolome, from St. Louis University, your master of ceremony for tonight. It is our final day or session for our event. And sana hindi nyo makakalimutan ang mga tinuro ni Sir Hansen. Knowing na last day na ang event natin last na ng event ng Autodesk Community Philippines, I hope you guys will learn a lot na tinuro na binigay sa atin. At dahil dyan, imbitahan nyo na mga kasama nyo, ate, kuya, or kung sino man na interesado matuto ng event, matuto ng Revit. Of course, hindi mawawala ang ating mga kinaabangan, travel draw, and a chance to win a 3-month subscription ng Revit. To our participants for this session, Autodesk community like to thank the following universities. Shout out to St. Louis University, University of Bag, Colegio de Muntinlupa, University of Lalet, Mindanao State University, University of Luzon, Resmi International School, Cavite State University, Simon Cagayan de Oro College, and others. Also, don't forget to comment hashtag BIM and share this platform to your respective social media accounts for engagement. At kung gusto nyo ma-recognize sa live stream natin, just comment anything you want us to say sa media, sa lahat ng mga platforms natin. And as you can see here in the right side, you can see a big QR code na which refers to general registration po natin, which is magiging free po siya. And the other one would be sa lower left side po, which is the small QR code, which is a special offer given by Autodesk community wherein they can access non-educational license review. Marami pa tayong license na available and I would like you guys to encourage nyo din yung mga kasama nyo to join. And by that, we will give you guys a few minutes to comment, register, and download the software. Ayan. Sa mga kakarating lang, it's me again, Alan Bartolome, from St. Louis University, your Master of Ceremony for tonight. And to those who don't know or bago pa lang makisubaybay, sa learning activity natin, ano nga ba ang LinkedIn? Ang LinkedIn is all about professional networking that builds up group and provide contact to advance your career. Also, ang magiging title ng event natin ay Revit Families Mastery, Streaming Design Workflows. Ano nga ba ito? It is a live training designed to empower architects, engineers, and design professionals with knowledge and skills needed to create, optimize, and revolutionize design workflow. Don't forget to comment hashtag BIM and share this platform to your respective social medias and for engagement. At kung gusto din ma-recognize, just comment anything you want us to say kahit your loved ones. You can say anything you want para maging freedom wall po natin yung comment section natin para naman mas mapa-engage pa natin. And ang mga manonood. And now, let us welcome a building information modeling advocate, Revit enthusiast, with more than 15 years of digital engineering experience. Graduated from Polytechnic University of the Philippines with bachelor's degree in architecture, with an award of being top notcher in design thesis. Again, teaching us, our instructor, the speaker for this learning event, Mr. Hanson Psycho. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Alan. Good evening, everyone.
Ayan. Ano sir, tanong ko lang, nung punta sa sabi kong mga backgrounds mo, wala ka na ba may sasabi or something na information about you para lang magkilala ka pa namin ng gusto.
Ano pa bang nilalagay ko ba? You can visit me sa LinkedIn ko. Hanson Psycho. I have most of my works dyan sa LinkedIn and previous experiences. Yeah. So mostly I've been working with private private companies since the beginning. Ayan, mostly design and
Yes. Ano naman sir, kumustahin naman kita personal? Ano yung nafe-feel mo ngayong last day na ng session natin? excited natin and super, I know, halo-halo yung emotions natin. Marami tayong pinagdadaanan dito. Maraming time na naipunta dito sa event na to. Ano yung nakifeel mo ngayon sa last day na pa-inception?
Actually, mas maganda nga eh. Nag face-to-face tayo para makikita ko yung mga tao na andi dito sa sa mga participant natin. Malaman namin talaga kung feel natin yung background, yung classroom feel, diba? Every time na tutulong malaman mo how are they doing, ano yung mga struggles nila, ano yung nakikita nilang problema or saan sila nahihirapan. Mga facial reaction nila when it comes to this.
Ito siguro okay. And ito sir, last na tanong ko. I don't know if I'll ask you this, but ano ang pagkakaiba ng Revit sa other na softwares po natin?
Well, basically, lahat na parang lahat ng software yan halos magkakamukha na eh. Kasi syempre, familiarity-wise, dito ako nag-umpisa and then kaya naging familiar na siya sa akin. Dito, little by little, habang tumatagal, marami na feature na natutugtog which help us do our work more efficient. We collaborate now, diba? Sa iba-ibang team, even all across some other application. Kaya yun yung maganda sa collaboration with other team or other application that you can use any software that you want. And you can collaborate kahit magkakaiba pa siya ng company. You can easily import or add those information sa software. Because I cannot say or I cannot tell sa ibang software if they are also doing that, but I'm sure they should. Yun yung kagandahan ng Revit team in terms of collaboration and sa other platforms. We have other application or mga web services like BIM 360, yung mga apps na nakikita natin na malaking when it comes to construction o lahat ng trades, even yung mga hindi technical persons, nakakaroon din ng chance to collaborate, to explore drawings na naiintindihan nila. So yun yung isa sa mga magandang feature ng mga ganitong application.
Yeah. And dahil sa sinabi mo sir, I think na eager ka na lang magturo and talagang hindi rin ito pahintayin pa. And stage is yours, sir. And I hope na sa mga manonood natin ngayon is mag-bye and sabayan po si sir. And open nyo na yung mga applications mo, sabayan nyo na si sir sa kanyang ituturo.
Okay. Start ko na. Okay. Day 3 na tayo. This is the last day. So far we have yung day 1 and day 2 we have study and do the things na andi dito. Let me just go back to our day 2. Ayan. Creating the nested families, incorporating 3D models. You can insert those models. And we have categorized and do some family types and instances to utilize the family. I also discuss the system families and the loadable families, which is system families, yung mga default na loaded na sa Revit na hindi mo may load but you can modify. And the loadable families, yan yung pwede mong i-insert. Pwede kang gumawa from some third party uh, models. You can insert that and create some loadable families like doors, window, components, furniture, etc. Um, we do the tags. Nag-add tayo ng taggings. Naggawa tayo ng updates and schedules, applying some tags and some information on our um, model to enhance our documentation and information extraction kasi we can customize those. On so harnessing power of formula, we did some sample of the formula. We haven't touched the shared parameters. Daanan natin to mamaya. And some example of automation and family creation. So that was on the formulas then. Ngayon, day 3, best practices for efficient family management and collaboration. Strategize for organizing and managing large families. So, halimbawa, malaki ng family or the size or there's a lot of loaded families in your project and how you can maximize and organize those and leveraging groups, collaborating with team members and sharing across project. Applying and learn yung natutunan natin sa hands-on scenarios sa project. Actually, I did some samples kung how you're going to insert those streamlining design workflows and optimizing project efficiency. Kung natatandaan nyo, yung 7-step, yung 8-step, troubleshooting common issues and challenges in family creation. So, titignan din natin kung ano yung mga issues na yan. And let us review that. Lalapasan ko lang yung ginawa na natin yan. Diniscuss ko na yun on our first meeting. So, these are naming conventions, the family planning. So, we started doing these steps. Yan. So, these are the 8 steps. If you can remember, on the first time you are creating a family, you should choose what is the desired template. Just to give you a review, choose a desired template. That's an RFT file. So that's asterisk that RFT, that is for Revit Family Template. So we have different name, different file name for Revit. So RFT is the Revit template. Once you save that RFT file, dahil nag-create ka na ng family, you will be saving that RFT into an RFA. RFT to RFA. It means that from the Revit template, you created a Revit family file. So that will be an RFA. So if you're creating naman a project and you're creating it from the scratch, from zero, sometimes you need a Revit project template. So it's a template file for Revit. And once you save that Revit template file, it will be a Revit.rvt file na. So, huwag kayong malilito sa dalawang yan. From Revit family template at saka yung Revit project template. So, magkaiba yan. So, those templates. And yung number 2 is to create a reference plane. Reference plane or reference line. So technically it's just a reference that we can use to At least we have the guide. These are like lines that guide us kung saan natin ilalagay or i-constrain yung mga objects natin. Because this later on, we are using those reference templates or reference plane to have those guides na i-constrain natin sa mga objects natin. So, ano yung mga hindi natin pwedeng may reference? Usually, mahirap i-reference yung mga curves, yung mga circles. We can only reference the circle kung didikit siya doon sa kanyang tangent or sa kanyang center. So, yun yung mga restriction when it comes to curve. Unlike sa lines, so as long as you have lines na pwede mong mapagdikitan nun, and then it's good. Number 3 is creating families is dimensions and parameters. So dimensions, so yun nga yung mga annotations, dimensions mo. And parameter, yun yung mga inilalagay mong information na itinatag mo or a-assign mo sa mga dimension to have that in order for the dimension to have a unique parameter value. And then after that, we do the testing. We test, we flex the numbers kung sumusunod siya, if the reference plane and the dimension ay magtutugma, so it means it's okay. And then geometry. So geometry, so this is the object na inilalagay mo dun sa family mo. So such as, ayun nga, extrusion. Maybe I can add some information regarding the geometry. So there are geometry like solids and surfaces. So mostly Revit works best in solids kasi mas madaling hawakan, mas madaling i-control yung solids other than some other shapes. So we have base shapes. So yun nga yung mga cylinder, sa mga box. And yung extrude means gives thickness. So if you have a shape, and then once you extrude, it produces thickness. So yun yung extrusion. Blend blends two different shapes. Bigyan ko kayo ng sample, okay? Revolve, rotates on a shape. Sweep, shape on a path. Sweep, blend, two shapes on a path, okay? So para mas madali nating maintindihan, let's go to the Revit file. And let me just open my table tutorial. Just to give you a brief, short sample on the shapes. This is the table tutorial. Hindi na save yung ano ko kahapon. Let me just open my file again. So yesterday nilagyan natin ng legs to. So okay. Lalagyan ko na lang siya mamaya. So for this sample, let's start with basic shapes for creating a geometry. So we are under the file name table tutorial um, Revit 2023. This is the 3D view. So for example, if we need to have a basic shape, so we need to create an extrusion, for example. So extrusion is just that once kinlik ko siya, it will ask, or by default, ang default na is yung work plane, and then we can say, so the work plane is that, yan yung work plane, yung naka-blue na yan. Ibig sabihin dyan nag-uumpisa yung ating um, plane. So that's the starting point. But we can also set a work plane. If we click that set, and I can refer to pick a plane, pwede ko siguro itong gamitin. So, mapansin nyo, that's the work plane now. Lakihan ko lang ng konti just to give you an idea. So this is the work plane. It's on the top of this box. Now we can create a simple extrusion. So from the basic shape can be lines or series of line na kailangan close. Or pwede rin dito sa rectangle, or depende. Pwedeng ito, pwedeng itong circle na yun. So once I close that, so it's there, and by default, yung kanyang start is from the plane and then it ends of 250 depende yun. But I can modify that and apply. Once we click OK, then we have the extrusion. So ilang yun. Once na merong thickness, yun yung extrusion. How about, so pag in-edit ko, pwede ko ring palitan yan. Pwede ko siyang gawing series of lines as long as it is close. Close ko lang siya dahil pag hindi siya nag-close, so yan yung shape. So shape plus the thickness, so yan yung extrude. Sa AutoCAD, extrusion din yan. Sa sa ibang software, mayroong push-pull, ganyan. So that's the extrusion. How about the blend? Blend is creating a shape, but we have two shapes. So pag kinlik ko, we can, so we're now editing a bottom. So pwede kong gawin yan. If I need to edit a top, mas maganda dito ako sa top view. And if I want to create some top view of that, so this is the bottom and this top, and then I have some height. So once na i-click ko yung chinek ko yan to finish the model mode, so it will be two shapes combined. So ganun yung niya, magkaibang shape. So you can also modify kung ayaw mo ng ganyang shape. Para lang di lang ako ma-disalign, I will just go to the top view and create this. So siya nang bahalang mag-assign dyan. So it's that. Kinlik ko lang yung... So, kung napansin nyo nag-iiba, I'm just changing this from wireframe. You can change this to hidden line or shaded line or consistent color or realistic. But it would add yung mga memory pagka nag-create ka ng mga shape na mas mabibigat. So it will add your memory power pagka ginagamitan mo shaded or realistic. So I will just leave it sa hidden line lang. So that is the blend. This is the extrusion. This is the blend. How about revolve? So ang revolve naman, create a 3D shape by sweeping a 2D profile around an axis. So nandiyan naman siya. So for example, if I'm going to go in front and let me define the axis line or the boundary line muna. So gusto ko mag-create ng shape dito sa tapat na to. I will create an axis line. So it's just that ito yung parang pinaka-mirror line. And then the boundary. So for example, I will just make some shape here. So I need this to be, and then iikot siya dyan. So just, yeah. So magre-revolve siya dyan. So that's the revolve. How about sweep? So sweep naman. So it creates a 3D shape by sweeping a 2D profile along a path. So for example, so if this is a table that we did, pwede nating lagyan yan ng moldings. So just click sweep, and then so it would ask for a path. Either we can sketch a path. So yun yung or we can pick a path. So I will just click a pick path and edges. So it will be around this table or this box. Para paikutin natin yung profile from there. And sketch. It's either kung merong mga loaded profile na pwede kasi you can load a profile. Profile means it's just a 2D line na close. So I will just create one. So I will just create one profile. Para magmukha lang siyang lagyan natin ng konting curve. Just the curve or the arc. Yan. So this profile, once na i-close ko, then iikot na siya pa ganon. So to finish the profile, yan. So it will be like that. That is a swoop. That is a sweep. So, yan na siya. Sweep. So, of course, this is dependent on the edge of the box. So, whenever the box changes in the edge or the shape, susundan na lang niya yan. And the last one is the sweep blend. So sweep blend, it blends and sweep along a defined path. So something like this, parang pareha siya pero magkaiba ng shape. So merong first, may beginning at saka end. So it's just that it should be one piece. For example, maybe we can click sweep, pick path. So I will just click this. So magkakaroon siya ng, we'll have two profile. And then it would ask me select profile one. So if I can click this and edit a profile, for example, you have some, let's say, this profile, and then let's add another profile here. Palitan natin ang shape. Ito na yung okay. So this profile 2. Tingnan natin kung anong nangyari. Curve natin yung isa. I mean, the slope lang. So it would combine those two shape. Once I'm done. So, yan. So, magkaiba yung shape niya. In one path. So, yun yung basic shape editing. And then we have some other forms that you can add. Void, actually, it's just that ano to, mga kabaliktaran ng extrusion, but once you put some void on an object, in an object, binubutas na yung object na yun. For example, maybe I can create a void extrusion from this, let's see, ako na extrusion dito. Yeah. So once na define niya na this is a void, so kinakat na yung object na yun. That is basic shape. Now you can use in doing that, in doing and creating objects in the Revit family. So if you have some question, pwede nyo nang i-shoot dyan para basahin ko habang we're doing this. So if you have question, you can type it now dahil ang gagawin ko ngayon for this is nawala kasi yung box, yung legs ko. I will just create, sige, on the fly, sasabihin ko kung ano yung, explain ko ng mabilisan kung paano ko ilalagay yung aking legs. Yung inilagay ko yesterday kasi nawala siya. I don't know why, hindi ko siguro na-save. So, lesson learned, lagi nyong isi-save. So, I'm just doing, right now, I'm creating a reference plane offset for the side of the legs. And another reference plane for the size of the legs, the thickness or the width of the legs. And after that, I'll click this. This is the side offset. So ilalak ko lang naman yung side offset na yan. Okay, and another dimension for this and that. And other dimension. So just need this dimension from here to here. And so I need to create and assign that to a leg, this leg edge offset. So just to assign those, piliin ko lang siya. I'll select this and assign the leg offset. Now to check if that works, let me say, ano siya, is 50, apply. So if that moves, it means that it is okay. I-rename ko na lang to as my table. I-delete ko lang muna yung iba. Delete. Iwan yung table dyan. And then, so that's the thing I did yesterday. And then, I'm going to assign naman yung size ng legs. So from here to that, from this edge to that, yun yung magiging leg size. From this to that, yun yung leg size. So I need to add another parameter as leg size. Leg size. And assign ko yung rest to same leg size. Leg size. Okay. Adjust natin yung leg size into 50. So if that went so, kung okay sila lahat, then okay. And then, so yan na yung imaginary na legs natin dito sa gitna na to. I need to create an extrusion and I'm going to lock this para nakalock siya. So I need to create 4 extrusion na nakalock. Importanteng nakalock kasi pag may na-miss kang line na hindi nag-lock, sometimes they will not follow the shape or the location. So we need to lock that. So Kung confident ka na, I can finish that and it would end on the extrusion 500. So the height of the legs will be 500 by default. Pero we can define that. So ito na yung legs. Punta lang ako sa front elevation. This front elevation. Just to verify this is the legs. Okay. Now I'm going to create another reference plane on the front view. This is for the height of the leg. So it's the leg height. So I will just create another dimension coming from this reference level to that. And I will call this dimension and add another parameter. And we'll call this leg height. So leg height. So that is the leg height. Ngayon, I need to lock these legs. So, ito yung legs ko. I will just move it, and once it reaches this reference plane, i-constrain ko siya, ilalock ko siya dito. So, yan na naman, lalabas naman siya. So, it's locked. Ngayon, to check if this is, no, it's working. So, check ko lang pag binago ko, if I change the leg height, let's say 800, so it should follow, so it's okay. $600. Okay, so means that's fine. Ngayon, one thing, the height of this, so it's the table height. Hindi siya naka-lock pa, so I'm going to just lock this and click that. So it means that, just to check again, yung height natin, if I made it 1,000, make it 1,500, so kung sumunod siya, then it's okay. Ngayon, I would like to make this box the table. So, tatanggalin ko yung pagkakaangat niya doon sa ilalim. So, iangat ko siya, and then I will constrain this to this. To that height, so leg height. That means yung ilalim nito would be my edge of the table. So, i-click ko lang. So, just to verify kung sumusunod siya. Tingnan ko lang tingnan natin. Let's see. So, just to check the flexibility. Okay, so let's go 900. Let's go. Yung height ng leg natin ay 800. So, okay siya, sumusunod siya. So, wala akong problema. What if we offset this to 100? Papasok. So, yan, uma-adjust yun. And then, the leg size would be, kapalan natin, 100. So, yan. So, you can see, we're putting those parameters para medyo flexible siya. So if nothing funny is happening, it means that it is okay. So kung okay siya, then it's good. Now we can add some other detail, like we can create those extrusion sweep. We can create a sweep from there and just have those sweep sa paligid. So it will be, the sweep is dependent on the edge top of the table. So whenever the table changes the height, susunod lang yan as long as he is looking for these four edges. Ngayon, pagka nag-iba na yung edge niyan or naging kakaiba yung or nawala yung edge, it means the extrusion, I mean, if the the blend, the sweep will fail. So mawawala siya. So I will just make some interesting or simple ano lang. Simple simple shape lang like or mga moldings ganyan. Should be close. Ayan. Kailangan close yung ano yung profile. So once yeah, it would have some design. So let's check if ano susunod siya. Just ko lang konti. Yeah. Kung mag-iiba yung height natin. Okay. So sumunod naman siya. So it means that, ayan, flexible siya. And then we can use that. Natin ng 50. Leg size is 75. Height is nating height 900. Yan. So, flexible siya, di ba? So there's a warning: extensive use of large model can cause nga yung shape or I mean your memory sa computer. So as much as possible, um, discourage natin yung masyadong maraming curves, masyadong maraming ano kasi bumibigat yung file habang dumadami yung information. What is the ideal size? Usually, pagdating sa ganito, depende sa shape, depende sa model because the model can go as much as ano, malaki. Kaya what is practical? Sabi nga sa iba is just use box as much as possible, mga simple box lang with the extrusion. Kung posible, then that is okay. Whenever needed lang, kung kailangan talagang bigyan ng mga detalye like you have some curves, you have some ano na hindi maiwasan ayun talaga kasi as the work progress, you will add a lot of details. Kumaga, if we are looking, for example, about a light fixtures, yung ilaw, um, pwede siyang ano lang eh, pwedeng kung tutusin, pwede siyang dalawang line lang ng circle or extruded um, circle. So it's like a thin cylinder. So we can represent that as a lighting fixtures, depending on how you are looking on that um, particular model or particular um, drawing. Let's just get an example para mas malinaw. Babalikan ko yan mamaya. That's the presentation. Let us go in here, the sample. Tingnan natin kung may lighting fixtures. Kasi by default, so if I'm going to get hopefully if I get some, wala siyang wala siyang lighting fixture. This is the plan, site plan. Okay. So walang ceiling plan. Tignan ko lang yung view niya. And let's see. Mabigat. Wala akong makitang ceiling plan. Wala siyang ceiling plan. Create lang ako mabilis ng ceiling plan. So I'll just create a ceiling plan on this part. So yung height ng ceiling ko is 2.7 from the finished floor. So I'm assuming it is there already. And then I would like to insert a lighting fixture. Kung ano yung meron dito. Okay, so it says that this one. Hindi lumalabas yung I'll just create one quick project. So I will have some wall. and ceiling. Yan, may ceiling na siya. Insert lang ako ng lighting. So wala siyang lighting. Load lang ako just to give an example on the extensive use of the extensive use of a large model or an example of yung mga mabibigat na file, which can be malaking effect once you're working with project such as multi-story or building, and then you don't need some, just say, lighting. Okay, this is a recess scan. Sige, tignan natin. So this is how a recess scan. Well, if you're dealing with some details sa Revit, how it was presented is yan lang, circle lang. And then let me go to the section. Yung representation niya, go to view. So ito yung wall ko, ito yung ceiling ko. Palitan ko ng plain lang yung wall ko. Okay. So ito yung recess scan. So nakapasok siya, simple lang, walang masyadong arte. So that is how it can be represented. Lalo na hindi mo naman kailangan ng sobrang detalye. So if I'm going to the family, so ito on how this recess scan was made. So in-extrude lang niya yan, and then it was extrusion lang din yan ng it's like a pipe. So that is how it was represented. Pero meron namang sobrang intricate at sobrang detail na minsan hindi mo naman siya talaga kailangan. Let me just say a sample of a light. You can always refer to yung sinabi ko kahapon. You have those, kung mapapansin nyo, those details na pagka dinownload mo, let's see. So yung file pa lang alone is 12 MB na siya. Which is for me, pagka ganyan yung mga files, hindi ko siya i-recommend talaga na ilalagay mo. Tignan natin kung gaano ka. Kita nyo yan. Yung 3D view. Yan. So you have added some lines dyan. sobrang dami na kung hindi mo naman kailangan ipakita yung all of those details. So don't do that. I might as well kasi if you have 5 or 10 of these sa isang ano lang, sa isang bahay lang. So it would add because as of now the details of this is like it's already 1 MB. So padagdag ng padagdag unlike this file is only it's only 288 kilobytes. So, yun yung difference niya halos. Sobrang laki ng difference. Kaya makikita mo yung loaded sa Revit samples, it's just 200, 300 kilobytes. Kaya mas advisable na yun yung gagamitin mo dahil most of the models coming from some other website napakabigat. Not unless you are adding details or section na kailangan mo talaga ipakita yung mga maliliit na small, super detailed parts of the light. Pero kung hindi naman yun yung scope nyo, might as well just go. Kung mapapansin nyo, all of these, let's see, ano pa ba? Ang madetalye, furniture. Like furnitures. Mapansin nyo yan, 200 kilobytes, 100. So, hindi siya umaabot ng, even we're talking about chair. So, nasa 300. So, hindi siya practical na paabutin mo yung isang model ng 1.2 MB, 1.1 MB. So, it would add a lot of power or memory sa paggawa, and then loading that and saving that, so it would take you a lot of MB sa sa storage. So that's a practical solution. Just make it simple. Kung kailangan mo siyang gawin, ganun lang. Make it simple lang. And also, ang rule of thumb ko din dito is if you're looking at a certain detail, for example, how about halimbawa yung bintana, maybe you can add a lot of details from the windows there, yung mga latches, yung mga hinges niya, yung mga iba pang section ng drawings mo. But I would suggest as mas simple, mas maganda, and then you can just create some other detail na hindi na siya kailangan maging 3D na. Because you can add details sa mga 2D lines lang. Let me just give you an example on what I mean. Okay, so I have this table, for example, table. And I don't want this to be shown kasi nag-a-add siya ng dimension. Nag-a-add siya ng added memory, added kilobyte. So, paano ko i-represent siyang ganito sa elevation? So, I'm talking about a certain scenario wherein hindi mo kailangang palitan ng the scenario is this is already defined and this is fixed. That I don't need to change the height and dimension. Kunyari, it's fixed. Kung pag tinignan ko siya as is na yan, it would be fixed. So I don't need that. but instead to represent that on the front elevation, what I can say is that we can create a symbolic line representing that. Siyempre sa ano lang yan sinasabi ko, this is applicable in front elevation lang. Just to represent that um, it has those shapes. Pero it would be presented lang sa elevation. Maging sa 3D, once you see it, of course, ganun pa rin siya. Pero it would be presented on a particular view na once na nagkaroon ka ng section or elevation part dito, ilo-load ko lang siya sa project. Then we can see how it looks. So I'm not sure if this, okay. Let's see. Again, ganyan lang siya, but in front view, you will see that. Try to load this table. So table lang siya. Load the project. This project 1. Ilo-load ko siya dito. So ito ring table. And that's the table. Tignan natin yung section. So you can see that is how it was represented. Pero without compromising yung ano mo, yung bigat ng file na magmumukha siyang may mga ganyan, may mga added detail because you have added that on the elevation. But technically, if I'm going to see this in the 3D view, ayan, ganyan pa rin siya sa project. So, ayan siya. But it is, represented in this manner kasi we have defined some other things dyan na magmukha siyang in a way na it is it is like meron siyang tawag dito. Yan yung mga moldings. So, dinadaya lang natin yung sections. Kaya para maiwasan natin to add a lot of unnecessary item or load sa isang object just to keep the size tolerable. Lalo na nga yung sinasabi ko, once you're using it with sa mga multi-story or mga buildings with repeated details and such na kung pwede naman at kaya naman, then why not, diba? So, those things. So, if you have question, pwede insert, pwede nyo may maglagay dyan ng question.
Ayun. Sir Allen, I think we have here have some question. Can you read this question for Sir Hanson, please?
Okay po. So, Mr. Edward Kalikamayo question. So we can use that on 3D for rendering, remodeled again. Uh, what can you say po, Sir Hanson?
Okay, can we use it? Of course, we can use that kasi it's already a three-dimensional object. I mean, hindi ito, but you can render only 3D objects. So yes, you can use this. Hindi mo kailangang
Okay.
i-remodel. But if you're saying na is the model coming from the different format or some depende kasi kung saan ka nagre-render. So for example, if you're rendering dito, which is I doubt na mag-render ka sa Revit. Pero
Okay. So next,
if you want to export this from other apps, like if you want to export this to Lumion or SketchUp, since this is already a 3D model, yes, you can use this.
Okay, so
so
thank you so
second,
much.
thank you po, sir. For our second question po, galing po kay Sir JM Kalale. Is void same as shell command on SolidWorks? Yun po yung question.
Shell command, actually the void is like a void, pang subtract siya eh. Yung shell command parang parang nilalagyan mo ng volume yung isang object and making that volume like parang surface, dadagdagan mo para maging 3D siya. So, parang almost ganon, pero hindi siya ang main purpose ng void is to cut. I'm not sure how the shell works, how the solid works, but it's like you have a solid object and you have the void object. Tabi mo siya doon kung saan sa nag-intersect, yun yung mababawat. So that's how it works.
Ayan. Follow-up question po kay Sir JM Kalale would be, where can we connect with you po, Sir Hanson?
Okay, connect with me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Hanapin niyo lang yung Hanson Psycho. Teka, parang meron akong
Ayan. Another question po galing po kay Kel D. Rex. Good eve. After making it into a furniture, could we now assign the family as a furniture or subcategory order tables?
yes. To do that, pwede mong gawin yung screen ko. Can you show my screen? Okay. So ngayon ang ginawa natin, it's a table tutorial Revit 23, and this is under a generic model. So if you're asking, could we make this as a family for furniture? So to do that, to change this generic model to a furniture, i-click natin yung property from this and assign. So ngayon it's generic, pwede dito. So once we can click this again, dahil magkaiba sila ng template ang pinanggalingan, maaaring may mga walang mga information from this. Kaya yung unang step dapat, if we want to make this a furniture, so umpisa pa lang gawin natin siyang furniture kasi but tignan natin, once kinlik ko to furniture, mapapansin nyo, it will already, magpapalit na siya as a family. Now, this is a furniture family. And, andyan pa rin siya, so it's good. Kaya pag load mo na ngayon ng file, I would save it and loading it on the project. So let's test this. I will just overwrite this. So from the generic model family ngayon, ano na siya? Furniture family na. So it will be added na ngayon dun sa mga list of families. So your question, yes, you can replace or change that type from generic to a Revit family.
Thank you po, sir. Other question po, how if I can be rendered but the thing is not detailed kasi in 3D wala po molding. Why not just filter? So 3D model ay nandun pa rin, just suggestion not deleted. Nasabi ni Mr.
Okay.
Kamay.
So the reason, okay. Kaya sinasabi, nadidinig yung boses ko. Yung reason kaya kayo na para mababa yung price. So if you like those details, you can always add that. Don't delete it kasi if you're using those details, wala namang babawal. Dahil if you turn that off, kasama pa rin naman siya. Because you have the option to turn off, to turn that on and not to delete. That is possible. Pero the size will be once you add those molding. But yes, of course, kung rendering wise, kailangan yun yung side na yes, bibigat yung kasi of course you want to have a nice models. You want to keep that. It depends sa purpose. Always think it. Ang lagi mong saan ko magagamitin yung model. If you're modeling it for rendering, that's other workflow. Kasi ang purpose mo is to do the rendering. So you need details, you need a lot of details visually. Kaya kailangan mo yung mga information. But if you're not rendering, you're just doing detailing or CAD details. So medyo iba rin yung iba yung you don't need a 3D model, you just need lines. So,
Thank you, sir. And another follow-up question po for Mr. JM kanina, JM Calales. So void is same as Boolean intersect command. Yun po yung tanong.
So void is same as Boolean intersect command. So hindi ako sure sa intersect command. Kasi dito once you put a void and intersect on certain solid, so whatever is intersected, yun yung so if that is what Boolean intersect command is, so yun yung maring ganun nga.
Okay, next question po. Follow-up question din po ulit ni Mr. Edward Calicamayo. Question po, how to minimize polyline 3D import model coming from SketchUp mode po. Kasi 32K lang accept ng Revit.
How to minimize polyline. Ano nga, meron akong nabasa na it should come from the source itself na kailangan mabawasan mo doon. Kasi walang, teka, nag-iisip ako ng app na merong, it was on 3D Max, but I'm not sure kung sa SketchUp meron doon na there is a command sa Max na to minimize the size of polyline counts bago mo siya i-insert sa Revit. It can accept, the Revit can accept the model. Kasi lalo na pa kayo mga high-end model yun talaga yung mahirap natin. Hindi naman niya kailangan yun, but you need to put it inside the Revit file. Yeah, if there's a ano ba tawag, parang i-reduce yung poly count. I'm sure merong ganyan din ng SketchUp, or maybe a plugin from SketchUp can do that to reduce a poly count just to accommodate a Revit family. Ganon. Okay. Ito, for this, I still have best practice regarding the geometry. Only include useful geometry. Visual identification. Tulad ng sinabi ko, what you need depending on the purpose. Always think saan ko ba gagamitin ng ano, or will I use this model or this object, or this 2D or 3D object? Ano yung end use niya? So if you're using it for, katulad nga yung sinabi ni Edward, if you're using that in rendering, of course you need 3D objects na detalye. But if you're using that only on producing drawings or details, maybe you just need a 2D object na hindi mo kailangan ng sobrang bigat ng 3D kasi habang tumatagal bumibigat yung file. So it always depends on the user, on the uses of that. Another thing is to limit curves. So kasi pag nagkaroon ka ng curves, ayun na, bumibigat na yung object. And then it would slow the computer. Use native object as much as possible. Revit has provided those native elements, native families that we can use, not unless otherwise required or wala doon. Minimize as much as possible. I already discussed this parameters control. We don't need to use symbols of parameter names. And then, so of course, if you're saying that this is a width, kailangan ilagay mo na lang width, or this is a door width, so it's easier to understand. Because mamaya ilagay mo dyan KL70 mga ganon, or ano, A105, so no one would understand that, not unless yun ay nasa Bible ng inyong Revit family or ng inyong yung BIM execution plan. So it depends on how you're going, but it is easier for us or for other user if you will do it. If this a door opening, just put the door opening. If that is a width, leg width or leg size, so it's easier. Leg height, diba? Kaya ganun ang nilagay ko. This width or table width or table depth. So it's up to, I mean, it's how other people can interpret those names. Use the correct parameters value type. So types naman, every family needs at least one type. Each create type in the type window. Okay. Allow families to have multiple. So finishing up in our final items, new family should be saved to the work in progress library. So just to have a a good quality checking and quality standard, quality control. If we have new family, should be save on the progress library. Then pag-usapan nyo, somebody would check it if meron kayong quality control, do it, test, and once it's tested and it's okay, then you can move it to the project or to the official family library kasi na quality check nyo na and then it's okay, it's been tested. And once that you can lagay to RMCI it's a company that we made library. So if you have the company libraries for the families, so you can just move it there, so it will become official. And I think that's it. And then we can have a question, more question, or is anything you want to ask me, pwede na. Or if you have some other items that you need to clarify, and let's open our time for this.
Okay. Yeah, before I forget pala. So, ayan, etong nakikita niyo sa background namin. Yes, I want to remind once more. So, we are offering license Revit. So, sa mga interested makagamit and maka-access ng license Revit natin, you just have to scan the QR code. The small QR code here, when you're facing the screen, so that is actually placed in your left side. All right? Ayan. And yeah, I think I want to announce all our upcoming events also. Please, I want you to join. We are encourage you to please join our YouTube channels. So first and foremost here in our Autodesk Community Philippines YouTube channel. Here also, we have another channel in YouTube, so it's MechaniWeb. And here in Digital Creatives Worldwide. So actually, our sessions were live in those three YouTube channels. Alright, so para din pala sa mga gustong balikan yung na-miss na session, so we are here, so you can just get back to our YouTube channel para sa replay for these sessions. So day 1 is here, day 2, and day 3. Yes. And I want also to invite sa mga participants na nandito ngayon na gusto ring matuto ng Autodesk Maya. So this is also upcoming this November 12. So right now, we are utilizing Revit. But next week, we have another Autodesk software. So that will be Autodesk Maya. All right. So we are here in MechaniWeb. So if you want to see the details, so please visit this YouTube channel here in MechaniWeb YouTube channel. All right. And of course, we are also in touch with Adobe. So kung sino man din from our viewers who want to learn more about creativity. So this is actually video editing. So we are inviting you also to join us on November 18. So this Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial will be streamed on November 18, 7 p.m. For some details still, you can head here on our YouTube channel, Adobe Community Philippines. Of course, ayan. So, this is my profile in LinkedIn, so you can also connect with me in LinkedIn. And, of course, to Sir Hanson. Because everything, if you have a question for from day 1, day 2, or day 3, or follow up, or something you wanna ask Sir Hanson about this session, so this is Sir Hanson in LinkedIn.
Oh, just in case gusto nyo kong pakapihin, you can ask me anything.
Ayun. So, yeah. Sir Hanson, so what will be, do we have final activity for our viewers, or what will be
Um,
the arrangement for that?
Actually, yung final activity ko, kung natapos nila yung yung final shape na yon. So, if you have that activity, I think that is already okay na.
Mm. So, meaning, sir, uh, are we going to provide supplementary materials for them, or
Hindi,
paano, sir?
once na sinundan na nila yan, nasundan na nila yung object na yan. Check my screen. Yan. That, sa mga sumunod or nakasunod, all of this and this, kung nakasunod sila. So that's the activity na nire-require natin.
Okay. So, narinig naman lahat ng mga viewers natin who are with us. So, kaya talaga, tawag na to, you really have to follow along. Dapat nung day 1 pa lang, you are following along with Sir Hanson. Pero, we are giving the chance for those who did not follow along during the discussion natin. As I said, you can go back to the replay. And para magawa nyo tong final activity ni Sir Hanson and to claim and for you to have the certificate of course completion from this session. Okay. So for that pala, so kapag nakatapos kayo with that activity, so we want you to send your output on Autodesk Community Philippines at gmail.com. So let me paste. Ayan yung email na pagsisendan nyo once you are done with the activity. And for the deadline of this one, so we'll give you time until November 30. So by the end of this month. Ayun. Kasi from this Autodesk Community Philippines, so si admin from that account will give you the instruction on how to get your certificate of course completion. Okay? Ayun. So, anything you wanted to add, Allen and Sir Hanson?
I would like to add and recognize our participants for this session. So let's quickly like to thank the following universities again. Shout out to University St. Louis University, University of Baguio, Colegio de Muntinlupa, University of Bacolod, Mindanao State University, University of Luzon, Westmead International School, Cavite State University, Pinma Cagayan de Oro College, and the others. And if you guys want to comment and ask some questions, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to comment down below po para ma um ma-kwanto ni Sir ma-answer po ni Sir Hanson or ask po ni Ma'am Mary. Yan. May question po for Mr. Hans Arabut. May bayad po ba ito? May bayad po ba ito? What do you think po, Miss Mary?
What we are announcing earlier, so soon, sa mga gusto ko maka-access ng license na Revit, so we will charge a little or minimal amount for that. Yung free license, I mean free trial ng Revit natin. So this is free of charge. Yun po yung about dyan. So what else?
And also for clarification po, regarding sa certification, um, regarding sa certification, makuha po basta magawa po yung activity ibibigay sa hands-on. Pero is natuto po yung mga participants natin. Kung kanino naman ipapasa, there will be a link for you guys to pass your activity or Gmail account, which would be autodeskcommunityphilippines@gmail.com. As a response of Autodesk community, there will be some instructions. Siguro there will be some instruction to be sent to your respective email account po. So, abang-abang na lang po sa magiging response ng Autodesk Community Philippines. Ang bale deadline po pala pag-submit ng na activity, deadline would be on November 30 this year po. Okay. Before we conclude this webinar, we would like to ask Sir Hanson kung may any additional information or input po tayo kung gusto niyo pong magpa-shout out or something na message po para sa mga participants natin.
Sige, magpapasalamat lang ako sa it's a privilege, always a privilege. Whenever I participated on this event, so we've been doing this since hindi ko na maalala on the first time that we participated the event, dati face-to-face pa kami. From the beginning siguro, we already there with the Mechanic Web, Des Philippines. So, ayun, ganun na kami katagal, and we hope, and for sa mga susunod pang we will learn more, we'll have more participants, we can meet face to face siguro na kasi napaka-exciting na susunod na. And then for the participant who is participating, don't sabi ko nga lagi, don't stop learning, review, wag magsasawa kasi there's a shift on the learning modality or on the learning. Napaka-open na ng information, lahat na andyan dyan na wag tayong magpapaiwan kasi yun yung natin, yung bala natin in every change and in every changes sa information, laging merong bago, laging napakabilis ngayon, unlike before mabagal lang, but ngayon every year or every now and then may mga sumusulpot na bago, and then pag hindi ka handa, ang mangyayari sa'yo, may iwan ka, and then pag naiwan ka, it's a start of your medyo hindi magiging maayos or hindi ka magiging saleable sa iyong career. So I encourage you to learn more, always be on eye sa mga bago, sa learning, what the community is giving us, especially the Autodesk community, the Philippines, Digital Creatives, Mechanic Web. So napakalaking tulong nila sa community, sa ating mga Pilipino especially. So yun, I thank you for bearing with me in these 3 days, and hopefully to see you again sa mga susunod pa naming mga events. So thank you, Allen, thank you, Mary, thank you all, and good